Right, ladies and gents, so I, alongside the Terminators for the Imperial Fist Terminators I'm building, I'm painting from the, essentially they're from the Leviathan box set, but these came with the Combat Patrol Hachette magazines. So made those up at the same time. I thought I'd make all the Marines that come with that set. So I've got these, what are they called? Infernus Marines, whatever they are. So going to go for a similar look. They're each going to have a black, white shoulder pad, and now I've gone for a black knee on these dudes where they've got the crux. Oh, sorry, in the wrong place. The crux terminatus on the knee pad. I will probably, now it's not consistent there on a right knee on some of them, and left knee on the other. On the Terminators, I'm just going to do, I think probably do the right knee on these Infernus Marines, just so there's kind of like a balance, got right and left going on. Okay, so doing it with a bit of watered down bad and black, which is pretty straightforward. I was doing Black Templar before, however, I found Black Templar is, it's great, I love it, it goes on really quick, and it's great for doing coverage, particularly good for doing the joins excuse me, between shoulders and elbows, all those areas that move, but it does finish up quite dark. Now, because these are push fit models, I can move the backpacks and bits around. Can't be bothered to do that. But yeah, sorry. So rather than going with that Black Legion, which has that quite matte finish, I'm going to go for the band black, which, although obviously it's a base paint, it tends to dry out even when you walk down. It just has that slightly better finish, hard quality finish. And one of the things, I've got dogs and I love them a bit, but they shed like crazy, and what I find often is there's the little bits of their downy hair which ends up just kind of floating around the house and inevitably floating into what I'm painting, which is a bit annoying. So it's a bit careful of that. Okay, cool. So I will be, the trim to the shoulder pads will be a different colour. That might end up being white, I haven't quite decided yet. I will do an extra bit of research on the first company, the veterans, just to try and keep a level of consistency there. And like, the reality is, I game with my mates and with my family. I don't game competitively, so the rule of cool is the bigger thing here. If you do game competitively and you want to make sure that you're absolutely codex friendly, that's fine. But like I say, it's the aesthetic which is the key thing for me. Cool, so you can see I've got the bad and black watered down pretty heavily. Let's just get a bit of hair there. Thank my dogs for that one as well. There's a white Jack Russell hair there is. Oh, grab that out. I think I'm editing this out. Goodness, there we go, that's that done. So, I'm going to go over all the shoulder pads, get these done and painted up, and then I'll come back and we'll look at doing the knee pads. Okay, see you soon. So that is this little squad of 5 Infernus Marines, if that's what they're called, with a nice black white shoulder pauldron and then a knee pad as well. Just 2 coats of band black, gives a maybe in focus now, pretty good finish, and they look nice and consistent. Now yellow can be a bit of a daunting colour. I did find I was very careful, but there's still a few patches where I'd just touched part of the yellow surroundings with my brush. So over to the, no panic ever, over to the trusty scalpel or hobby knife if you prefer, and just gently scratching it off. The worst one was under the knee pad, and then I just touched it back up with a bit of Imperial Fists yellow, and drops good. And there we go. So that's all grand. So just moving those forward a little bit at a time, which makes it less daunting. So probably do the blacks consistently. You can see I've done one, guys, can't let the tester. But yeah, probably move on to get all those behind knee, in elbow, bottom areas, and all the strapping, etc. Get those all blacked in as well next, and then get the red Aquila on the chest, and they'll be looking pretty close. What I'm really looking forward to, kind of keeping to the end as the sort of the fun part. Two things are doing the cowling on the flamer and getting some nice kind of weathering and that kind of that burn look to it, and then do the helmets with the whites. That really sort of make these guys stand out. I will end up using some decals on the shoulders and probably the knee pad as well, and get that on there. Then I'll do a little wash over the top just to make it look less glossy and a little bit of weathering as well. And that'll be the end point. So we'll see how these continue. See you soon.